Hello everyone, welcome in, and this is a special episode of mine of the Cutting the Mustard, where it is Father's Day, and so I am doing a brunch. My dad and my sister are on their way over here, so I am gonna kind of be doing a couple of brunch staples, but I'm setting it up to where it's ready for when they arrive. I have no idea what time they're gonna get here. So a lot of these things like hollandaise and poached eggs and grits and all these things, you want to time it out for when people show up or when people are going to enjoy it when you're doing a brunch for a group of people. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for that. So let's go. I have some shrimp and grits coming, and then we're also going to be doing a steak and egg Benedict on a crostini. I don't have egg muffins, but I do have an Italian loaf, so I'll be cutting that and we will be doing crostini with that. So for the first thing I'm going to be getting started on is going to be our grits, because that is going to take the longest of time. You can do any sort of stock, any sort of water combination of the two. I made my own stock earlier, so this is about 4 cups of that, and I'm just going to whisk in some grits. This is going to be the thing that takes the longest to make. That's why I'm doing this first. And so I'll be starting these on the stovetop and letting them cook for a little bit on the stovetop. And after they cook for a bit, just with the stock or water and grits, after about 10 minutes or so, it's gonna soak up all the liquid, and then I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna add my butter and my cheese and all that fun stuff into here, and then I'll move it into a dish and we'll bake it. And that will be way easier for serving for a group. I love brunch. Brunch is one of my favorite dishes to make, but typically whenever I make it, it is for me and my husband. It is not for a group of people, but when you're dealing with a group of people, a lot of these things are very temperamental with the timing. And so we're going to work on making sure the timing is a-okay on that. That's what we're doing. What's up, Melissa Murd? How are you? Welcome in. Y'all, if you were just scrolling through, welcome to FoodtokTV. We do live cooking content every single day. Oftentimes multiple times a day. My name is Taylor Rose, also known as the Mustard Queen. So be sure you're giving us a follow so you check out all of our live content that we do. I'm going to let this cook over here, and I'm going to swap it because I want to start heating up this for my poached eggs, because I have no idea when they're going to be here yet, but I'm still going to poach my eggs and have that ready before they even get here. I'm gonna poach the eggs, and then I'm gonna set them in water, and then once you poach eggs and set them in water, they can sit for up to 5 days in your fridge before you're actually ready to serve them. So, I mean, this is what the restaurants do when we do these things. So let's crack some eggs. That was too close to the door. So while all I did was add some grits to my stock, and I'm going to continuously stir that, so we'll check up on that in a bit. I'm going to start my water. We're going to get this hot, hot, hot. But first I'm going to start preparing my eggs. And when we're poaching eggs is one of those things that just scares people. And there's no reason. I mean, there is reason, because it's very easy to mess up, but it's also really easy to master, so that's completely okay. Fun little tidbit about cracking the eggs first. Like, it's a lot easier to crack the egg if you crack the membrane on the inside before you crack it. And the reason I have it over the strainer right here to crack it, to prepare for the poached eggs, is that there's going to be that looser white that doesn't like sticking. There's going to be the tight white, and then there's the yolk. And so we're just straining out that loose white. And I'm going to put all my eggs in here. I'm prepping 6 eggs for my family coming in. Hello, welcome in. Please tap the screen. Tap, tap, tap the screen. Please, please, please. Tap the screen while I tap this egg. Hold on. Did you hear that? The egg itself did not crack, but it was the membrane underneath. So that way when I do crack it, So if you're practicing, ooh, I was really lackadaisical with that. I'm gonna not do that one because I was a little lackadaisical with that one. I was very confident. I was too confident. It's okay. We don't want to break the yolk. There we go. See, even with that, I'm just trying to get that loose white out of here. Loosey-goosey. And once I strain that white out of there, I'm putting it in my bowl. And while I'm doing this, I am preparing a pot of water. I haven't salted it yet. I'm gonna salt it once it starts boiling. Hello, hello, please tap the screens while I'm tapping these eggs. Oh. There we go. Y'all, do you like brunch? What is your favorite meal of the day? Because brunch is my favorite meal of the day, and it blows my mind when I hear some people saying that they just do not like breakfast. But I think that's absolutely ridiculous because breakfast is basically a less quality version of brunch, you know? Yes, brunch is the best. That was a left-hander. Whew. Hello, please tap this. Ooh, was that the first try? I got that. I'm cracking with the left. Ah, I keep breaking these, y'all. I keep trying to be flashy and showy, and I'm breaking these. So I'm gonna get a bowl for my broken guys for my breakfast tomorrow. Let's not be so flashy. We're just getting the loose whites out, and I'm gathering all of my eggs in here because I am poaching eggs for a group, right? And poaching eggs for two, it seems very tedious. I feel like poaching eggs for a party is easier. Yeah. Just getting some of that loosey-goosey white. Y'all, please let me know where you're watching this from. I'm in Tennessee. My dad and my sister are coming over from southern Nashville. Or they're not even actually in Nashville. They're in one of the suburbs of Nashville, but I'm in actual Nashville. Okay, so breaking the membrane right here, this actually isn't really important. This is just like a fun thing I'm doing right here, but breaking this, you know how sometimes when you crack an egg and it just doesn't break all the way and you have to like keep tearing and it doesn't feel broken? The reason why I'm doing this is so I'm like kind of pre-cracking it, if that makes sense. And when you are making, ooh. And when you are making poached eggs, if you are not familiar with poached eggs, like very similarly, like all it is you are getting a pot of boiling water and adding the eggs to it, letting it swirl around a bit. But if you've ever made poached eggs and you see a lot of wispies and you see a lot of, you know, it doesn't look like a proper shape, that's what the loose egg white is doing. So in reality, this isn't necessary, but this is going to be a prettier product, if that makes sense. So really the loose egg whites are just like more watery of a protein of the white. like the egg whites are still the same thing, but just the looser part is going to be more of the watery part. Thank you for hitting 50% of my goal. What? Thank y'all so much. So I'm waiting for this to come up to a boil very, very soon. Y'all, the gifts. Thank you so much. Melissa Murd, thank you. Yes, oh yes, like even when you're just doing over medium eggs and stuff, like without the crispy edges and without like the flat parts, yes. Yes, that loose egg white is going to be just the most watery part of the egg white. I'm just stirring my grits over here real quick so that way they don't stick to the bottom. But I'm only doing like a pre-cook on these. I'm doing the rest of them in the oven. So, the way I'm doing these eggs, I am waiting for this to show up at about when it is starting to boil. So you see it's starting to boil. So we are perfect timing here for this batch thing of eggs. So what I am using a strainer basket here. And I will tell you why here in a second. But really it's just so I lift all the eggs out. I don't know why I needed to tell you in a second. So right when this starts to boil is when we are going to be slowly adding in the eggs. All right, come on. I hate watching water boil. Come on. You were doing it just fine without me watching. You know, sometimes if you are waiting for a pot to boil and it just won't, just stick something on it, because whenever you put a lid on a pot of water, it will boil way quicker. You will spend a lot less energy on that. It gets shy, yeah, it does. Like, especially whenever I'm doing live cooking, I feel like my food can sense that I'm being watched by people. Oh, see? I could like hear the bubbles and the simmering almost immediately after I put that on there. Yeah, so that's all you gotta do. Just smother it a little. Whoop. I'm trying to separate them because I want them to be kind of cool. I was trying to do one at a time. But let's be real. We're going to separate them a little bit. See the wispies? I didn't spend a lot of time letting this. Ah, there we go. There we go. I didn't want them to all go in at once. And notice I didn't put vinegar in here. Typically with poached eggs, I will add a bit of vinegar in there because vinegar or an acid will help to coagulate the proteins that are in the eggs. But with this method, I don't think it's necessary. Whew. Whew. These may not be my prettiest eggs. It's not very often I do this in batch cooking, but surely you must know that restaurants do poached eggs for brunch all the time. So for me as a home cook, it is just always difficult when I'm just doing it for 2 or 4. But if you set yourself up for batch cooking, it's not so difficult. I did not salt my water, so we are going to salt the water. Alright, so kitchen timer. My sister is actually on the way over to my house and she said she's getting me an Alexa and she feels like I would very much so enjoy the Alexa because I can just scream at it to set a timer. Yes, I've been this long without an Alexa or anything like that. we're just gonna do the swirl. Spoon out some of this egg white. Y'all tap the screen, please. Please, please, please. I like knowing I am loved, so if you please. Yes, I was gonna wait until boiling to salt it. And the reason why I wait until it's boiling before I add salt or sugar or anything is because otherwise when I add salt and sugar to the pot and it's not boiling or hot and it's not gonna dissolve it, it's gonna sit at the bottom and it's gonna make little imprints and it can kind of damage my ware, or it can make a little imprint. Either way, I typically wait until my liquid is of temperature before I add those things. So, I did a steamer basket in here. Ooh. I have a little clawy thing here for my ring. Ooh. I don't typically do it this way. It's actually my first time trying this method, but I read a lot about it from Kenji from Serious Eats. Because it makes sense that restaurants are going to be doing a bit more to be able to prep poached eggs. Okay, so my next thing I am working on. So let's... Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't talking about sugar in the poached eggs. I was just talking about stainless steel in general and not adding... Whew. Oh, but with the sugar, I was just talking about like whenever I'm using any sort of boiling liquid into my stainless steel, I won't add salt or sugar to it until it's already hot. So that way it doesn't damage the pans. All right. Okay, so a tip that I have actually learned, if you are trying to get a rolling boil, that's when you do half on, half off. And so now this is rolling and it's moving. That's actually what's helping me out here. Oh! Timer's going off. Hi there, how is everyone? Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. My husband's not in with me right now, so typically he's here, so I'm way better able to read the comments and talk to you guys and stuff. But please let me know how you're doing and what's up so I can come in and check on y'all. I would love that. My steamer basket is not the one that Kenji had, I think. Oh, you know what? These are going to be over medium, over hard. Yeah, no, I didn't like that concept. No. No. I am actually pretty upset with that. My family actually likes their food overcooked, so this might even be perfect for them. Well, it's okay. Y'all, one thing, if you don't know this about me, I absolutely love Kenji Lopez. All absolutely love his content. So typically whenever I read something of his and he describes this is how we do this project, I believe it. That's what I get for trying a method for the first time on live. But it's okay. I am going to do it the standard way. Hi there, how is everyone? Hello. And to this, I will add baking soda to this one this time because, as I said, the acid does help coagulate the proteins. I've actually done eggs before. I've done poached eggs before where I soaked them in vinegar first. So they got coagulated before I added. Nah, dude. Nah, dude. Someone is going to like these overcooked eggs, but I will not be that person. So, I kind of want to start over, but it's okay. I have never met a person that just never had a mistake in the kitchen or never had anything go right. And I am not one of those people either. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for all the tapping and the gifts and everything like that. Woo. We're gonna do my little trick of covering this up. So I did not like that batch trick for the brunch eggs, but we'll try that again another day. I also think that keeping them separate is helpful too. We're just gonna have to use up all of the ramekins today, y'all. Is this my first time cooking live? No. I cook live all the time. I have actually been on FoodtokTV well over a year. I've cooked live every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Central for over a year now. This particular thing is not something I've done live, if that makes sense. And you know, I do a lot of cooking online and stuff, and sometimes I like to have fun, so sometimes that does mean that I cook, or I use a method that I just haven't tried before. And that's okay. That is completely okay. Oh yeah. That's looking like it's heating up right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my standard. So y'all, whenever it comes to learning recipes and cooking recipes that you find online, pretty much every recipe I've ever found, it contradicts another recipe in some sort of way. So at a certain point, you just have to find someone that you are confident and you trust the words of those people before you start cooking those recipes. And Serious Eats, J. Kenji Alt Brown is definitely one I consider, you know, or someone like I consider seriously. But recently I've caught myself reading something that he said that I didn't particularly agree with. But when you're reading recipes online, it is important to find people that you trust. And so that's why I'm so willing to try new recipes of things that I've never done before live on FoodtokTV. Even though that's kind of a rule. You know, you don't want to do a live show on something you've never done for the first time. That's not very comfy. That's not very comfy. But I felt so confident because I was confident in that person. That makes sense. All right. Okay. One more egg. Just getting all that loose egg white out. You know, when you crack the egg and it's that watery egg white part, that's the part we're getting rid of. And I'm not out of ramekins. Oh, I might be out of ramekins, y'all. Oh, there we go. Y'all, thank you so so much for the follow. We do live cooking content every single day, multiple times a day. We actually have someone going live later that's going to be on a cruise to show us the cruise restaurant food. So that'll be fun for our Sunday night live show. So be sure you're following us. Hey. Sorry, my sister texted me to tell me she was on her way, and I just typed eggs. Because, you know, let's be real, we don't trust me so much right here. Alright, we're at a rolling boil right here. I kind of want to not roll boil. Lower the temp just a little bit. I don't know what the why was. I would love to explain the why for things. Oh yeah, with the eggs, like whenever I do poached eggs, I like separating it like that. Now, it's not necessary that you separate the eggs like that whenever you're doing poached eggs. It's just, it leaves in wispies. Basically, it's more for presentation purposes and to keep the eggs separate from each other when we're doing that. So that is why we drain the egg white. Like, it doesn't really affect the flavor or the cook of it. It's just more so the wispies, and it gets all over the place. So, all right, now we will do the thing. My sister is also calling me. A little bit of. She said she loved me all my life, and that's too short. Now, as I added these, you saw that they were a full boil, or like it was a lot more boiling, but once I added the eggs, it lowered the temperature. Perfect. All right, and that is what we are working with right now. With our eggs. And now they always say that you want to swirl and whatever. I just don't want them to sit at the bottom, and then I also want them to get like a rounded shape. So that's really the point of the swirl here. About 2 to 3 minutes here is what we're looking at. Even that. We're just letting them sit. Yeah, sorry it's a little still right now, y'all. Alrighty, and they are basically cooked at this moment. So I'm just gonna stick these into cold water. This will stop the cook. Yes. Oh, that is separate. I'll let that back in there and see if that does something different. Typically, those types of eggs end up being the chef's snack. type of person where I'm just so afraid of my eggs and shrimp and things being overcooked that I will pull them before. So we are going to flip that one. I'll let those cook for a minute. Thank you so much, Doug. But I will be enjoying this egg because oh yeah, that egg is perfect. It just didn't stay in the shape. Very delicious egg. There we go. And now these eggs are going to be sitting like this, and they're going to be completely okay until my guests get here, and then I'm going to just like set them in warm water to warm up. We're not going to be cooking them anymore. They're just going to be sitting here in warm up water to heat up. Now, let's get back to these grits I had earlier. Because y'all, I love grits. I used to hate grits. I really did used to hate grits. But that was when I'm born and raised in the South. And so I hated grits with the watery grits that you just added a sugar packet to. Like those Waffle House-esque grits that I can't stand. And it wasn't until I was an adult and started cooking these grits myself where I realized grits are actually delicious. So we're just stirring in some butter. Because, you know, grits are just basically flaked corn that we're adding a bunch of butter and cheese to. We're going to add about a cup of heavy cream. Milk works too if that's what you got, but heavy cream is going to give you that like creaminess. I didn't measure the cup. We're just going to assume that's a cup. Maybe that's a cup. I don't know. And then I'm adding 8 ounces of cheese. This is some pepper jack cheese that I've already grated. Oh yeah. Pinch of salt. And I have some white pepper from earlier. Ooh, it's stormy out there now. Y'all, what's the weather like where you're at? Because I just heard thunderstorms. I am getting some storms over here. And my broken egg from earlier, we're going to add that in here. And I'm only adding this in here because this is a baked ordeal. I'm baking this. Kind of like sometimes, you know, have you ever seen people add egg to their macaroni and cheese? Oppressively hot in Georgia. 90 degrees and humid, sunny and 85, 94 and sunny in Texas, y'all. So y'all are basically telling me that we are lucky we are getting some rain right now. That's what y'all are saying to me. We don't want that egg to scramble or anything. So it is a bit watery as far as the grits are concerned, but because I'm baking them, it will thicken up along with the egg that's gonna enrich everything. Ooh, Oh yeah, y'all, it is crazy storming outside all of a sudden for me. Ooh, I am a smart person and I did not save any cheese for the top. Do I have other cheese? Oh, yep, I got... some sliced cheese that we're just going to put over the top, some white cheddar. My sister said, that's my sister, she's commented on the live, she's on the way. Which is cool because, oh. Did y'all see my power kind of flicker? Oh shoot. This will be fun. Let's get this in the oven, and then maybe if power does go out, we can work with the residual heat of everything. It'll be fine, we'll be fine. Shredded cheese would have worked better over here, but I added all of my shredded cheese to my grits instead. Gotta have a little green in the coloring. Like, this curled parsley isn't really doing much for flavor here, but is it going to be adding some greenery so we're not just eating beige food? Yeah, it will. Ooh. And ta-da! We are going to throw this in the oven, and I will be bothered with it 30 minutes or so. Sounds about right. I don't know. Alrighty. Let me do a quick clean up and check in on how we are doing. Everyone, hello there. Hello. Thank y'all for joining in. Please be tapping the screens, and y'all, if you're not already following Food Talk TV, you should be following Food Talk TV because we do live cooking content every single day, oftentimes multiple times a day. My name's Taylor. I am usually on at 7 p.m. Central on Thursdays, but I'm doing a little special edition brunch episode today because I really like brunch. I like brunch so much that brunch was served at my wedding by a catering company called Lovey Brunches. That is how much I love it. Okay, I'm gonna preheat my cast iron because I do have this flat iron here. This is the flat iron that I will be cooking for my little Benedict thing I have going on. I salted it very heavily. This is about 5 hours ago I did this, and it's been sitting in my fridge. And when you dry brine something, it just makes the piece of meat so much juicier. It will take all the moisture that's on the inside of the steak and it will go to the outside where the salt is and like grab the salt and bring it back in. It just makes everything briny and delicious. So if you ever have an opportunity to dry brine your meat, you absolutely should. Absolutely should. Ooh. Alrighty. I'm also realizing that I need to make a hollandaise sauce, and I'm trying another new thing with the hollandaise sauce. Because what's the best time to try new things other than on live? That's the best time to try it, right? In front of hundreds of people. Oh yeah. Ooh. Bloop. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? All right. I just separated out 3 egg yolks. That's what I was doing there, and I'm washing my hands now. Y'all, if you're new to watching Food Talk TV, the thing is that we do live cooking content every single day, and our shows are pretty much, we like to keep them to an hour. We like our shows to be an hour, and that is our goal, is all of our shows are an hour. Some of us are a little bit more stressed about making sure we have content to make it to an hour. And then there's others of us who struggle to keep it to an hour. I'm in that camp. I'm in that camp of struggling to keep things less than an hour, or about the hour stage. So we can already tell that's not going to happen with this one. But I don't even know why I was starting to talk about that. But I was going to use today's as a practice to not overdo it with my time. And like, yeah, I'll just do an hour-long show. But let's be real, I don't think I've ever been able to finish any conversation in my life in an hour. So, what I got going on here so far, I have 3 egg yolks, I have a teaspoon of water, a teaspoon of lemon juice, and ooh, I'm gonna need a teaspoon of mustard. What kind of mustard am I using? I don't know, I haven't decided. I think I'll go with my craft beer that I've been working with. That's about a teaspoon. And then I'm sticking some butter. Why am I doing everything in a jar? If you've never made hollandaise sauce before, you may know that it's very much so an emulsion, very similar to how you would be making mayonnaise, where you have to process the eggs first and then cool eggs while you are using hot butter to heat up everything and do a slow emulsion into that. Yeah, that's not what I'm doing today, obviously. Obviously, that's not what I'm doing today. Actually, I kind of decided I'm going to switch to a bag, because I'm going to be doing this sous vide. If you don't have a sous vide, it's okay. I understand that most of us don't have sous vides because it's really for like food sciencey nerds, you know? Though I think there is a thing to be mentioned for meal preppers and sous vide. I think that could be a thing with sous vide, but I feel like the people who overtook sous vide are just the, you know, sciencey nerds about it. So anyway, all my ingredients for a hollandaise. I'm not closing all my liquid here yet. Ooh, y'all hear how bad it's storming here? Okay, I'm gonna flip the screen so y'all can see what I'm doing here. Because like this is what I got with my sous vide here. I'm at 163, I'm going for 167. But that's the temperature here. And what I'm doing with this bag, oh boy, this is not. So I'm putting the bag in here. But as I'm putting the bag in here, hold on. Wait a minute, guys. I actually have a better method of doing this. Not of making the hollandaise, because obviously I'm doing a weird thing with my hollandaise. But as far as showing y'all what I've got the weird TikTok shop neck holder thing. Let's do that. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am pushing out the air using a spoon. And the air will push out. The reason why we're pulling out the air here is because we want all of this to sink into the liquid here. If you're unsure, if you've never seen me use this sous vide machine before, okay, there we go, we're good. And now you're at a close-up of my face again. If you've never heard of a sous vide or never dealt with a sous vide before, it's essentially a heating element right here where I set the temperature to a very specific temperature and it heats up the water in here. So I do any sort of vacuum seal bag or plastic bag or anything. And it does take a little bit of a longer cook time to cook these things. However, I know that it's the exact temperature I want. And so we squeeze all the air out to make sure it's all submerged under the water so that all keeps cooking that way. Alrighty. Whew. And now, because I've already spent a lot of time doing that, I have, this is super hot, hot, hot. My cast iron is hot, hot, hot. My cast iron is hot, hot, hot. Cast iron is hot, hot, hot. Getting some cooking oil real quick. Now I will be adding some butter to this as I cook it. However, whenever I'm cooking meats like this, especially one with a high temp, I'm starting with oil. And the reason for that is because oil has a much higher smoke point than, especially a neutral oil will have a higher smoke point than butter will. So I'm gonna get my first sear onto here, and then when I flip, I will add the butter for flavor. So whenever you're doing any sort of anything, it's presentation side down first. It's already very well salted because of the dry brine I did. Wash my hands. Oh, y'all, please be tapping the screen. Please tap, 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 tap. Tapping them screens, please. Please, please, please tap them screens. Hello and thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for following. If you are new here, welcome to FoodtokTV. We do live cooking content every single day with multiple creators on every single day. My name is Kayla Rose, also known as the Mustard Queen. You'll usually find me on Thursdays at 7 Central. But I'm doing a special brunch today. I don't have any recipes up for this, but if you want to see recipes from our other lives, they are already up on FoodtokTV.com already. Oh yeah. Hello, hello, welcome in. Yeah, we are done with the eggs and the cheese. I didn't do a timer for this, and typically I'll do like a 3-minute timer on one side. No idea what my timer is. I can kind of see it over the edges, so that's... Ooh, you guys think it's time for me to flip? You think it's time? You think it's time? I do have a little bit of browning. It's not as brown as I wanted. I don't want to overcook my steak. That's the last thing I want to do, so I'm going to flip it. I really wish my husband was here for more of a grilling episode. So that way we could have grilled this, because I'm not typically the one that cooks the steak. It's typically my husband because he's out there on the grill and stuff. But it's me. Just me today. And so I made a compound butter where I softened some butter and then I had mixed it with some garlic and then I used some mustard. The mustard I used was smoky maple bacon mustard. And I mix that in there, so that's my compound butter I'm working with. So we're just gonna... Oh yeah. And now I got more compound butter for later. I need to show you all more mustard butters. And there is garlic in this butter as well, so like the basting is happening. I'm not overcooking steaks on Father's Day, okay? So we're still at 95. We're still looking good. I'm going to pull it at about 110, 120. I'll pull it at 120. Oh yeah, based in butter. Mustard butter. While that's working, I need to work on my bacon. I still have shrimp and grits to work on. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Try and find where I put my bacon. Uno momento, por favor. I'm kind of bothered because I can't find the bacon that I spent a lot of time prepping. Brian does love mustard like I do, but I also think Brian just also loves me like me. He does love mustard, but we are definitely more of hot sauce people. We actually were making hot sauces. We were a hot sauce making family before we were a mustard making family. So we used to grow a ton of reapers and scorpions and scotch bonnets and stuff like that. So we're all about the hot sauces. We got really into mustard in 2020 when it was 2020 and my husband actually it was like a bunch of different microgreens that he was trying to grow and he put them in a thing and none of them grew out of this pot. So he just angrily dumped it into our garden. But we did get one plant out of it, and that was a mustard plant. And I didn't know it was a mustard plant until I found it and I started researching it. And he was like, ooh. I think now might be the time for it to rest on that. So yeah, really what's started all my mustarding was because my husband was growing microgreens and threw all of those away, and we got an accidental mustard plant that I spent a lot of time observing. But prior to that, I had the Ketchup is a Garbage Condiment Facebook group. That was already in existence before this. So it was just really funny that the other thing that I was super obsessed with is mustard when I hated the ketchup. And that's okay. I wonder if this app can tell if, like, you know, you're coming back in and they just see you coming back in, and that's okay. I think it's okay. I am actually pretty upset. I don't know where. Oh, here's the bacon. It's bacon! It was actually bacon that I set apart for a show of mine one time, and I'll get 5 slices to chop. And so I stuck it in the freezer to make it for easier chopping. And then I completely did my show and forgot about the bacon. So I've just had this bacon in my freezer. But today I was like, you know what? I need bacon for shrimp and grits. It is so necessary for shrimp and grits. So absolutely necessary. Alrighty. Oh, wash my hands. I really want to go through, and I've been looking through my videos. I've been watching some of my live videos, and there are just so many times I'm running across just being like, wash my hands. So I really want to get a compilation of all the times I've just screamed, wash my hands! Because it's such an important part of food prep and cooking. Wash my hands! Oh yeah, what I was getting at earlier with the whole we only have an hour long to our shows, and I'm thinking about, like, I probably spend 10 minutes of that washing my hands. That was the conversation I was getting at earlier. That's it. That's it. I am switching to a non-stick right now because I'm not going to wash my stainless steel right now. Just not doing it. Got 5 pieces of bacon. Wash my hands. I need my bacon to get a little crispy here. Not a little crispy. I don't need it to be too crispy. I just need it to be cooked, honestly. Do y'all like crispy bacon, or do you like your bacon just cooked? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious, because I'm not a huge fan of crispy bacon unless it's like a requirement of the dish. I like my bacon to be fluffy. Robert, what's up? I am working on shrimp and grits right now. I'm cooking some bacon, and I'm about to start the shrimp. The grits are in here. I've got some poached eggs already. Hollandaise is working over in my sous vide in a fun way. doing a steak and egg Benedict crostini. I didn't have any muffins, little egg muffins. I didn't have any English muffins. That's where crostini comes in. I'm also going to be adding some of these sweet little peppers. We'll be right over. I do have my dad and my sister coming right over here for this. I love it when something requires me to cook bacon before I cook the thing, because then I have all this bacon oil, bacon grease to be my cooking grease. Love it. And then also my sister is bringing over my nieces, my two little nieces. One's 1 year old and one's 2 years old. And she said they were bringing them over. And I'm like, cool. Well, nothing in my house is childproof. So good luck with that. Just the smell of bacon in itself. Okay, so one thing I've been seeing a lot lately on social media has been talking about how burning coffee, like just getting coffee and lighting it with a match, will help mosquitoes go away. Like just the smell of burning coffee is apparently enough for a mosquito to just decide it doesn't want to be in that area. And so I've been thinking about that, but then I saw a video of someone that took their bacon fat and made it into a candle with the coffee, so that way they could get rid of mosquitoes that way. And that just sounds like the best candle ever. Like, I really want to do that now. Bacon fat and coffee grounds for a mosquito candle. And like, could you imagine just like the breakfast? It's been a minute since I've checked up on my casserole. Ooh. It's looking really good and it's really bubbly, but it's not as thick as I want it to be. So I'm gonna put it back in. Actually, I know what my problem was with that. I have wind chimes over there. That's what's going on over there. So we'll check on that casserole in a bit. See, okay, right now, here's my dilemma right here, is I want my bacon to be just about almost cooked, and then I'm going to add my shrimp to here. Let those cook with the bacon in this bacon oil, and then I'll remove it, add my veggies. That's where I'm at right now. Oh, see, I think, okay, you're asking me how you would keep the bacon fat from melting in this kind of heat, but I don't think with the candle that the wax needs to necessarily be hard. I feel like you can still have a candle even when the entirety of the oil is hard. If that is soft, if that makes sense. If we're still talking about my candle idea. Okay. She said she loved me all along. So this is frozen shrimp that I had thawed. So I'm going to pat it dry because as soon as I add anything with any sort of water to this, it's going to splatter. As soon as you add anything with moisture to something with bacon grease, it is going to splatter, it is going to be a mess. But I'm gonna do it anyway because that's what I wanna do. Just letting y'all know it can be a hazard. Yeah. Typically when I make shrimp and grits, I like doing the shrimp with the tails still so that way I can make a stock out of that. That's not what we're about today. Okay, it's gonna splatter. We're gonna get over here, but it's gonna splatter. Okay, I'm gonna run. I might scream a little because like this is kind of an unsafe thing. But I'm doing it anyway because this is what I want. Okay. I was expecting a lot more action there. Dang. Washing my hands. And we're just cooking the shrimp until it's like pink. We don't care if it's all the way cooked because it's going back into the sauce. Dang, I was really hoping for some more violent action here from the shrimp. I'm sorry I let y'all down there with that. Whoops. But while we are over here, I do have some of my Old Bay seasoning that I will be adding to this. This is a blend I've made myself. You can find the recipe over on Food Talk because I've made this multiple times for Food Talk. I will be also adding some chili powder. And same thing, I have made this for Food Talk. Now this isn't chili powder like C-H-I-L-I because that often has like oregano and garlic and onion powder in there as well. This is chile, like C-H-I-L-E powder because this is hydrated chilies that I toasted and then ground into a powder. And of course we want a pinch of salt. Right now I'm doing my shrimp for my shrimp and grits. I have a cheesy creamy grits bake in my oven right now. I am cooking some grits on the stovetop here. I have people coming in. My people are coming in. Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, hello. They're just walking in and then there are about to be babies in here too. So we're doing the shrimp and grits and then I'm also going to be doing, I have my steak already cooked over here. I have my eggs already poached and then I'm already waiting on, or I'm just waiting on, in my sous vide I have all the ingredients for a hollandaise sauce. So I'm not going to work on the tedious way of doing that. And like y'all, overcooked shrimp are the worst. So we're not doing that. So we are okay if these are undercooked. Because we're adding it back to the sauce. What? It smells so good? Yes. My sister just walked in the house and she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yay!
I don't think it's gonna hurt.
It's okay if this isn't all the way cooked because I am going to be adding it back to the sauce. You hear all the buzzies on my phone because you hear the security alarms of these people going in and out of my house.
Can you have a surprise guest?
I'm sorry?
Can we have a surprise guest?
I mean,
Oh, wait, don't
it's
put
not
that,
a
actually, never mind.
It's not a surprise if they already knew you were
Never mind,
coming.
never mind. I was Guy Piper.
Huh?
Hi, Piper.
Oh, Pivy! Hi, Pivy!
Yippee!
Hi, Pivy! No, hey, Pivy!
He's like you're an off-brand. You're an off-brand mommy.
No, it is so funny because my sister and I look so much alike that like her kids so many times, I don't have children, but she does, but so many times her kids will like run up to me thinking that I'm her, and then they'll look at me and they'll realize I'm not her and just like freak out and start crying. So as an aunt that looks very similar to my sister, I get the a lot. You're not my real mom. It's like I never said I was, dear.
She's the wish version.
I'm the wish version of your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor, I forgot to get the food for your
Yeah, we'll talk about everything we forgot.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back.
So we are going to simmer this. I'm gonna let my veggies get soft, and this was just in the bacon grease I got going on.
Meow. I just brought this.
Y'all realize as soon as you got in here, my numbers started tanking?
Really? Started losing? Like going down or up?
Down.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I think it
Should
was.
I put on my crop top and come in here with that?
Hey, that would help me baby through this too.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna set up some drinks for them as well. I have some, I got some like pink lemonade concentrate, but like I have the pink lemonade concentrate, but then I also had a bunch of pineapple juice, so I like cut it, the water that I was supposed to add this with pineapple juice, and then I have some iced tea that I'm doing, and y'all, iced tea and peach, the Simply Peach with iced tea, add a lemon in there, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite things. I'm gonna let that get nice and soft, because we are going to be making this into a sauce.
Put that on the down.
Ooh, timer's about to go off for my bake.
It blew. You know what? We can change it.
Ooh.
But
It is still looking so bubbly and good, but I think I'm going to leave it in there longer. I think that's one of those things that comes together, because I was reading a bunch of recipes on like a grits bake, and a lot of them were saying like let it cook for an hour or so. But then also some of them were as short as 20 minutes. So I'm playing with the time myself. I'm gonna add some garlic. This is some garlic that I already processed. This is not garlic. This is stuff that I processed.
we're just moving it.
Yeah, just do what you gotta do, guys. My house is a wreck,
I really
and
enjoyed the flamingos up front.
it's been really great for Uber Eats.
Hey, guys, look, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, it has colors. Hey,
Yeah, those are gonna be.
I don't know what's wrong.
Like 20 minutes. Do you need peppers? Not any cold. I have Dr. Thunders that aren't cold yet.
Okay. Yeah, wrap these and you know what to do.
Yeah.
Wrap about 4 or 5.
Is it okay if I go?
Hey, don't step on Smash's foot.
Is it okay for me to go in the kitchen?
Yeah, you're allowed to be in here.
Don't you step on his foot.
Huh?
You definitely smash his foot.
Aww.
He was very mad.
Yeah, I can see. He looks.
No, like you didn't notice.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still here.
Oh, sorry,
It's just
a...
Yes, please. But yes, I am still alive, y'all. They just showed up and they're like, "What up, people?"
We just thought we were the party.
Yeah, we just thought we were the only ones y'all were paying attention to.
I thought we were doing this for me. I don't know.
Thought like I might be paying attention to my father on Father's Day. That's weird.
Uh-oh.
Paper
Okay.
towels? Paper towels?
Hey, let's stop it.
Paper towels.
I actually don't have paper towels right now.
Oh, okay, no big deal.
So I don't have cleaning rags.
No worries. No worries.
In the
Okay.
thing down here.
No worries.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just come. Sorry, my family just came over and decided that my house is their house, which is fine. I invited them over for that purpose.
My house was your house for a while.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unfortunately.
Oh snap! Oh! So to this, now that my vegetables and my garlic are pretty well cooked, I'm just adding some flour. I'm making a roux here. So about a tablespoon or so of flour, and I already have a ton of fat in here because when you're making a roux, it is flour and fat that you mix together to create a thickener. We're creating a thickener here.
Just because, I'm joking, because it's making his birthday right now.
Oh.
We're gonna let this cook out a bit, and as we're letting this cook too, we're letting gluten form. And so as we're letting the gluten form with this cooking, we're gonna create thickener for our sauce.
The Wi-Fi password? No.
Get me a beer first.
Get me a beer first. No, that's password. Oh.
All lowercase. My dad came over. He was just asking what the Wi-Fi password is. Our Wi-Fi password is get me a beer first, but it's all lowercase. All lowercase. So that's why my dad was like, "Why am I getting you a beer?" Hello, how are ya?
Mommy an octopus? Or a squid?
Oh yeah.
What?
Adding about a cup or so of sauce in here because we really want like a nice creamy sauce.
They strike me as this.
No.
What? Are you Magic Kingdom? Magic Kingdom Sunshine. Tell your wife. I feel like that.
Hi. Oh, is that for me? Thank you. Yeah, tell your wife I said hi.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, tell your.
Okay, give me
Hey, where's Beth?
Oh, she's in here.
Share password. I'm sharing it with you. I'm sharing it with Son. Is it
Anyone else's family like this, or is it just mine? How are you doing, kid? I'm cooking. Isn't that cool? I'm making some shrimp and grits. Adding just a little bit of heavy cream in here to make it a creaminess. And you know what? I haven't added mustard to this yet. I mean, I'm sure I have, but we're going to add some more to make sure it's a little mustardy. And honestly, when it comes to any sort of like cream-based roux sauces, I will always add mustard because that always cuts off some of the creaminess, some of that like fattiness. It's kind of like adding acid, which of course mustard is acidic, but it just really cuts the edge in a way that like a lemon or lime does not.
Is Aunt Tay gonna cook for us?
Oh yeah. And then we are going to add these guys back in.
No. You're a baby, right, kid? Are you a baby or are you a big girl? Are you a baby? Are you a baby? Tell me you're a baby. You're not big. Oh, she's handing you something.
Oh, thank you. Just for me?
Yeah.
This is just for me, handed to me by my niece.
And then Piper's mopping your floors with a sweeper.
Oh. Yes, I am sorry I haven't been paying attention to the comments, y'all. Melissa, you are amazing for paying attention for me. Y'all, welcome to Food Talk TV. I am doing a live cooking show right now. I have some shrimp and grits going on right here. I have some steak already cooked, some eggs already cooked. I gotta do my hollandaise as well. But I think the last thing I actually really have to cook is my crostinis for my egg. Because I was really wanting to do a what was it? I was really wanting some sort of egg muffin, but I didn't have any, so I do have an Italian loaf bread, and so that's what I'm using instead. You know, we cook with what we got, right? She's doing the ba 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 Varan. She sounds like one of the
Mopping? Are you mopping? Are you mopping our floor?
Are you mopping for me?
Like mother, like daughter. You want to go outside? We'll go outside in a minute. It is raining.
It's raining outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, there you are mopping.
Yeah.
What do you see, Kit?
Oh, she sees the letters. Yes. Yeah, you see the letters? Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for being here. Y'all, Melissa Murd, the one that's like really helping me out right now, they do their live cooking show at 6 p.m. Central on Mondays, and their show is called The Spice is Right, and it's so much fun to watch. You should definitely check them out. I'm a huge fan of Melissa Murd, and they're being a very helpful moderator to me right now. So yes, just making little crostinis. Some are going to be thicker than others because I think that it might be tastier.
Search. In the far right. And it. And check Food Talk TV.
Alrighty. I'm going to cut off this little butt here. So this can be part of the crostini. Alrighty. Do you know where I put my oil kit? No, you don't know where my cooking oil is?
Is it?
No, it's okay. I was just
Is it right here?
I got it.
Well, that's one of them, yes. It is oil.
Yes.
Where are those? Oh, is that mommy's?
Oh man, my cooking oil spray is almost out. Oh no. I do
This one. I do me some avocado oil.
Oh yeah.
Really? Did you wrap it in paper towels and put it in the Taylor.
Yeah, no, I'm out. Guys, please announce this to hundreds more people.
I just thought he didn't know where they
Guys, I'm out of paper towels. That's what my family is freaking out about. Oh, I think that
I think we're gonna get kicked out.
You guys just got here. No, my sister does feel really anxious bringing her kids over to my house because I very much so am a child-free home. So, like, these two... It's gonna be fun!
In that chair.
Huh? Chickens? Yeah.
I mean, whenever we move this glass.
Yeah. So let's pull out the grits. I feel like those should be done, or at least we should let them simmer for a bit and cool down before we serve it. 'Cause y'all, this is the grit bake I did. Look at that, because I wanted grits for a crowd. But also when it comes to grits, a lot of times when I'm making grits, I am standing over a stove just stirring frequently and spending a lot of time doing that. And when you're cooking for a crowd, that doesn't really make sense. So I did pre-cook them on the stove first, just with some stock and grits. And then I added in the butter and cheese and seasonings and stuff. And I also whisked in an egg in here, and then I let it bake. It's been baking for about 30 or 40 minutes now. Yeah? You think that's gonna be good, Pipey?
Yeah.
I'm gonna broil. I'm gonna broil. So this is how I'm gonna serve that. I'm gonna put this on my table.
Oh, that's a Sharpie. I don't know.
Y'all, the way my house is already destroyed and the children just got here.
No, not that one. Let's see. Let's do this one. No, here, do this page. See if I can get it.
Alright, and do I want to?
You want to eat? We're going to eat very soon.
Yeah, very, very soon. Holy.
And then here is my, so you see my little shrimp bake, or I'm sorry, my grits bake over there, and then these are the shrimp that they will be adding on to their shrimp and grits.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. It's okay. It was just a loud noise. Loud noise. That's all.
Just as another point to talk about how my house is probably the worst for children over, nobody realized that I trapped a brown recluse and it's just been hanging out on my kitchen table. Because I want to watch it work. Yeah, I'm safe for kids.
Kid wants your money.
I mean, who doesn't?
Please open.
Oh. My timer did not go off the way it should have.
You can't open it. It's money though. You see money?
It's okay.
Can't do that.
It's okay.
It's a watermelon.
It's okay. I am going to take the prettier ones to be our showcasers for this. No one's distracting me.
Oh yeah, the baby said our Russian mustard center. Let me just see the like in our office. An owl.
Alrighty. Y'all, I am. So, I eggs earlier, y'all, and now my family is here and they're ready to eat. But when you're poaching eggs, it's difficult to poach eggs to order. It doesn't quite make sense. Maybe just 30 more seconds on those. So I'm running some hot tap water right here. I'm not boiling water, I'm just running enough hot tap water on here. And the reason why I'm doing hot tap water rather than boiling water is because I don't want to overcook these eggs. I'm just trying to warm them up. Okay. So, here we have these, and then I'm going to take my poached eggs from earlier just to warm them up a little. Just 2 minutes is all that's going to need. My ADHD is the worst. So some of these are going to be great. The tall ones I did are not going to be so great because they were too close to the broiler. Oh, there we go. These are perfect. Yeah, these are fine. Just don't have children running around destroying your house when you're doing this, and you should be okay.
They're all the same.
I'm actually gonna.
So I think these are perfect.
Okay.
I do that. I don't want them near that.
Thank you. Oh man. Y'all, I feel for you parents because I'm not typically working with these types of distractions in my home. So I feel for you parents. I feel for you right now. What you doing, Kit?
Kit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You guys want to watch some Let It Go?
You want to take them outside for a minute? That'll make it easier. Okay.
Saw that first.
Well, we did, but I was too much of a wimp to go out.
Well,
It's hot.
It's not that I'm a wimp.
No. That's not what I was saying, Dad. No, it's okay, Pipey. Hey, Pipey.
It's what?
Hey, Pipey. You're okay, Pipey. It's okay. You're okay. Yeah, you want to go outside with Poopa? Go outside with Poopa.
Change it to Papa.
Okay, heard.
But Mackenzie told them people.
Okay.
We at least get that deal.
Papa.
We had the fire department come to our house yesterday. So
Oh, you did? Okay. Cool.
But they let the kids in the truck.
Okay, so what I already showed you earlier, I have my grits and my shrimp over there, and so like people are just going to be able to set those up as they want. And then for my steak, let me get this on a plate. Thank you so much. That is my sister, yes. Yes, she is 5 years younger than I am, and then my dad's over here with the kids as well. They actually live about 45 minutes south of me, so they don't often make it over to my house. But I said I was doing a live for Father's Day, and it would be silly if they didn't come over and have food, so that's why they're over here. So let's set up one of these crostinis, because actually wait, before I set up the crostini, where's my immersion blender? Oh boy. I do. My immersion blender, I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. I did all my ingredients of a hollandaise sauce, but I did it inside a Ziploc bag and I held it inside my sous vide. I was kind of looking for a way to where I'm looking for an easier way to make hollandaise, right? Especially when it comes to a crowd. And you know, there's all sorts of different blender ways. There's all sorts of hacks, but this is the first time I am trying a sous vide hollandaise. Here we go. So I'm just gonna, maybe inside the bag is not my best idea. I thought maybe directly inside the bag might be fun, but I'm gonna do inside here. Just something that's small enough. Basically the thinnest amount of width that you can handle your immersion blender being in. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ever going to make hollandaise another way again. I really don't. I really don't know if I'm ever going to make it another way again. That is just perfect. So, I'm going to set out everything for them in tray format. I already have those. Oh. Hey, you want to enjoy some like burnt bread, parents? I'll do toasty side up so that at least they know what they're getting into with this. And I'll also have the eggs on the side, and then I will also have the hollandaise over here for them to put on top. I also have the 8 or on some of the steak that I'm going to want to rest over here along with the hollandaise. Of course, we're going against the grain whenever we chop our steak. There we go. Yay! I'm doing some thinner cuts of steak here. I'll go ahead and cut it in half so everyone can enjoy the steak as so. Maybe I should have chopped that in smaller pieces. Yeah, that's how I want to serve it. Okay, yeah, this is how I'm going to be serving it. And then I have the compound butter from earlier. Then I'll just serve on top. And so yeah, that's what my spread is going to look like. Okay, So got some, I'm gonna flip this over. There we go. So there's my super easy hollandaise sauce I did. Rather than any sort of tempering or anything like that, I just put everything into a bag, cooked it sous vide, and then just blended up. It was the easiest thing on the planet for me. I have some dry brined and then seared steak that's gonna go on top of our crostinis. That some got a little toasty, but I just had children running through my house, so you have to understand that that's what happened. And then I also have my eggs that are already poached and ready to go. And then this is also the shrimp I have going on. This is 12 ounces of shrimp. First I cooked some bacon, and then I added in the shrimp that were patted dry. Added some Old Bay and some chili powder and some salt and pepper in here. Removed the shrimp and bacon, then I added the peppers and onions in here, let that cook. Added some garlic to that, and then added some flour, some stock to make it into a creamy thing, along with some heavy cream. And then this is my grits bake, where I made some grits just with some stock and some grits, let that cook for a bit on my stovetop for about 10-15 minutes. And then when that was cooked, I added some milk, I added some butter, added some cheese and seasoning, and then I put it in a whisked egg, and then I put that in the oven and just let that bake for about 40 minutes. And there you have it. That's gonna be Father's Day brunch. Here, I'll take y'all over to my table to where it's not a hot mess over here. And there we have it. That was my sister making fart noises at my fridge and not at my food. Yep.
Love ya.
Yeah, so that's it. Y'all, I spent a lot longer on here than I wanted to, but I was really excited about all the food. And we had a bunch of things happen in that process while that happened. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Melissa Murd, thank you so much for being here and helping me out today. Y'all, thank you so much. Be sure you're following FoodtokTV so you know every single time we're going live. We will be having Christine on live later tonight. She's on a cruise to Hawaii right now, so she wants to show us the restaurants. So hopefully her internet works out tonight, so stay tuned for that at 6. But then tomorrow at 6 p.m. tonight Central, and then tomorrow we have at 9:30 a.m. we have Guadua Cooks. Arix, she is a very, very amazing chef with beautiful plating, very, very thoughtful about food. And then at 6 p.m. we have The Spices Right with Melissa Murd, which if you've been here, you've seen them and do that. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I think I've done all I can do here. I'm gonna get to dealing with this nonsense in my house. Y'all take care and happy mustarding.